Hey guys, KantoGaming here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be continuing the Create a Sim makeover with a renovation of that family's house. You get what I mean? It's a renovation of the Create a Sim I did yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know when I'm posting this. I'm very bad at posting when I'm supposed to. Anyway, moving on. I was looking at the new map that came with the Sims for pets, and I found this house, and it was very strange to me. I've never seen a house like it before. It has stairs on the side that goes up to the second floor, and there's a part of the house where it does not have a roof, but it has windows, and it goes down into a quote unquote backyard. So I found it very weird, and I decided to make one deck on the top floor and make their house bigger, because it was a very small house. It's a 1-bedroom house, and I have a mod where it puts Sims in houses for me, so I don't have to do it myself. And they threw about 8 people into this house, and I'm not kidding, 8 people, and I felt so terribly bad. So I moved out a decent amount of them into a different location so they could have their own house. You can kind of see them now. There's a lot of them, and I kind of divided them up because there was there was basically 2 sets of families, and one of them had like a grandma with them. And so I moved that family with the grandma out, and I kept the 2 people that had 2 daughters, and I gave them a makeover. If you guys haven't seen that video, you can go back and watch it if you want. And I decided to make this house theirs because it is a really nice house. I enjoy it a whole lot. It just needed a lot of help, in my opinion. It is right next to the water, which is pretty cool. It has a fishing outpost behind it. It does not have a whole lot of yard, which kind of sucks. I mean, there is a lot of houses that don't have big yards, and it's whatever, but they do have little kids. So I did make room in the back. You'll see a little later on, I did make room for them to have like a what's it called, monkey bars in the back, especially for the one daughter, because she is all about exercise, and she loves being more like her dad, because her dad has his aspiration, like his main goal in life is to be very fit, like that fit thing, whatever it's called. And so he has that, and she's definitely more of a daddy's girl. And then of course we have the other twin who is all about her mom. She's very creative, and her mom is in social networking, and so she has about 200 followers right now. She's still at the beginning of the career. I am playing with this family a bit just because I actually really like them a whole lot, and I've never had a family that I did a makeover that I actually basically fell in love with, and I really liked how this house turned out as well. And yeah, I put a lot of flowers up front. I think that houses that don't have that look bad is because of how the front looks. I feel like the front of the house is the most important, just because it's what everyone sees. Like when I take screenshots, you only see the front of the house. Like you never see the back of the house when I take a screenshot. So I also decided to put this grass. I feel like there was a lot of spaces where I didn't want to put more windows, but it looked very bare. So I made it kind of look more old, and like the house has been here for a while, and kind of just has these green things. I don't know, they're kind of like vines, I guess, and I think it made the house look a lot better. I enjoyed it a lot. It definitely added a element onto the house, and for some reason this house has blacktop all around it and it had no grass, and I was like, that's kind of stupid in my opinion, so I got rid of all of that. Another thing was, this house was set up a lot like an apartment would. Like, it seemed like the house was like divided up so 2 different people should live here, which kind of makes sense because that's also what the Sims thought, like, because they added 2 families into this thing, and I was just like, I don't think that's right. So now you kind of see me put a jungle gym, and I did put a pool. I ended up getting rid of it when I started playing because I realized how much it doesn't work. It was a very small pool. It just didn't work at all. I didn't like it. Though it is totally normal for a family to have a smaller pool, because it's kind of unrealistic to see every single family having such a big pool. Like, like sometimes that happens. But another thing that this house had was a lot of brick. The inside was a lot of brick. And there's nothing wrong with brick. Like, brick can look very nice, but it was too much. It was just a very industrial feeling, and again, that's not terrible, but I also wanted it to feel like a family home, so I did change that up a little bit. And this house has 2 bathrooms, the one downstairs and then there's one upstairs, and the living room is probably one of my favorite parts. I do end up adding a cat tree behind the couch, but you guys don't see that part. But I added the corner couch. I don't know, is that what that's called? I don't know. I put that there because I thought it fit really well in there, and honestly, anytime I have a corner like that, I want to use this couch. Like, it's probably my favorite item that has ever been added to The Sims, and I look for every excuse to be able to use it. So, I threw it in. I kind of wanted to keep going with this industrial feeling, and I used a lot of black and brown. I didn't change the kitchen, like, basically at all. I just added a different tile on the ground. I do not keep that there, like the table. I end up making a dining room specifically for that because I could have put another bedroom downstairs, but it didn't really seem like I really needed to, because I added 2 bedrooms upstairs, so there's 3 bedrooms, and this house and family is decently small, so I felt like there was no reason to add another one unless they maybe had another kid, or they needed more room, or maybe the kids grew up to teenagers and they needed the room. Then they probably could take out that and add another thing, another room, if you will. So I don't use the dining room for the whole thing. I end up cutting it off and making a really cute little washer and dryer room, laundry room, that's what it's called, laundry room, which I like a lot. I love the dining room, and this is where I kind of had trouble with the whole pool. The pool was very frustrating. The pool was making everything more difficult outside. So when I started playing, I realized that there wasn't really any room for kids to run around, which was kind of the big deal. There's basically monkey bars, pool, inside. That was it. So I did delete the pool. That's more reasoning on that. But in the laundry room, I didn't do a whole lot. I added, what did I add? I don't think I added that much. Yeah, I think that's it. I did, when I started playing, when I adopted the cat, the litter box does go in the laundry room. So that is another thing that goes in there. I should be going on to the dining room soon. I wanted the laundry room to be more of like a flower decor kind of room. This is here. I start to kind of decide what I want to do with it, and I put the fish tank outside and move that in there. I am not super big on dining rooms because my Sims never go to the dining rooms. They either sit at the table, or they go to the couch, or they go all the way upstairs and find somewhere to sit. They never go to the dining room. I don't know if anyone else has this issue. My Sims hate sitting in the dining room. Why? I don't know. I really don't. I could not tell you. I don't know why they hate me so much, but this is where you kind of see me make the girls' room and the guest room. So in my head, I thought I had 2 twins and an older sister. I don't know where this came from. I think this was before I did the makeover for the family. So I thought I had more of the family than I actually had. So you could actually take this house and kind of redo it so the twins had a bigger room and the guest room was a little smaller, or you could literally just make it one big room, or you could give the girls separate rooms. I basically went with the twins having a very specific, like, one of them loves blue and the other one loves pink, and luckily enough those colors go very well together, and I wanted to make the twins room very symmetrical, and it was honestly really hard to do with how small the room was. So I made sure that both of them had a bed, both of them had I don't think both of them have dressers. I think they, oh, yes, I do. Put another dresser in there. And it did seem very crammed at first, but I kind of mess around with it a lot. I put the dressers like that. So one of the girls has like a standing dresser and the other one has the long dresser, which honestly works out pretty well. I accidentally turned the room weird, so I had to fix that. And I think one of them has a pink chair, one of them has a blue chair, yeah. And honestly, I really like this room. I think it is very cute. It works very well for the twins, and it is not to the point where they don't have any place for toys. A lot that is very typical for a family to have is a room that was basically just for sleeping. I mean, that's how it basically was growing up for me. We basically had all of our toys in other rooms, and my bedroom was basically set as a sleeping room, and that was it. We did have a computer in there eventually, but it was basically like a radio. And you keep seeing me going back to the family because I had it set in my head for what I was doing, and this is where I get kind of confused and ended up making a teenager room that I didn't need whatsoever. But it's still a very cute guest room. It's very pink though, but you know, guests don't care. It's a bed. So I do, I don't know if I did it in this video or not. At the end, I do make a little playroom for the girls so they have more of a spot to go and have all their toys and that kind of stuff, because it's not super fair to not have that. That's what I do. I make the bathroom smaller because it was very big and there wasn't a lot in there. So I do that, and I put a castle in there, and I went back and put a thingamabobber. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!